When you look up love in the dictionary, God's image should be brought to mind. Top of the morning to you. So when we read 1, 2, and 3 John, we discover a lot about God's love. Now 1 Corinthians 13 is considered the love chapter, but John's epistles goes into a little more depth about God's love and how important it is to him and how we can be sure it operates in us as a true believer. The basics of the discussion is 1 John 4:8, a simple definition which everything else is built off of, and that is, God is love. In other words, when you look up the word love in the dictionary, you should see God's image next to it. The next building block is in 1 John 4:16. God is love, and he who dwells and continues in love dwells and continues in God, and God dwells and continues in him. In other words, when we love, we become one with God. Jesus thought this sentiment was important enough that he made it into a commandment. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love thy neighbor as thyself. Mark 12:30-31. In 2 John, verse 5-6, God commands us to love one another by obeying his commandments. The rest of 1, 2, 3 John conveys what true love looks like and hopes to inspire us to take part because of these revelations. For example, the truth God loves us lies in the fact that he sent his son to sacrifice himself so we could be right with him. 1 John 4:10. He did this so that we might be inspired to live through him. 1 John 4:9. Jesus revealed his essential love for us when he laid down his life for us in 3:16. God the Father gave us quality love so we could be counted as his children. 3:10 tells us that with God's nature of love in us, we will love our brothers or fellow believers. In fact, God's love is perfected in us who obey his commandments in their entirety, and it's not a burden to do so. 5:3. The reasoning here is revealed in 1 John 4:19. God first loved us, therefore we love him. As a bonus for obeying, 1 John 2:10 says that we get Jesus as the light when we love our fellow believer. Another bonus in 4:18, God's love comes complete with no fear, because full-grown love turns fear out the door and expels every trace of terror. John also lets us know how to spot false love. In 2:15, God's love is not in him who loves the world or things of the world. 3:17, God's love departs from a believer when they close their hearts to needy believers. John leaves us with this reassurance in 2 John verse 3, God's grace, mercy, and soul peace be with us in all sincerity and love. Enjoy God's love out there today, and have a great day.